If you have a child who struggles with learning, often low self-esteem goes along with that. I want to talk to you about how to help build confidence for kids who struggle academically, because it can be really difficult to watch as a parent, to hear the negative self-talk often that follows academic struggles. So what are things you can do as a parent to help your child have a more positive self-esteem in spite of learning struggles? So number one is stay positive yourself, right? And this can be difficult because at times their academic struggles can bleed into behaviors that can often seem like bad behavior. So for example, one of the weaknesses that kids with ADHD often have is low working memory. And so working memory is going to make it difficult for a child to follow directions, especially multi-step directions like, hey, I want you to put that pile of laundry in your drawer, dresser drawer. When you're done, can you pick those toys up and then bring that trash into the kitchen, right? Well, if working memory is low and there's ADHD, often that doesn't happen. And it can be hard to distinguish. Well, is that bad behavior or is that literally an inability? When we know something's an inability, it doesn't mean we excuse it, but often it gives us more compassion for our child versus more nagging and being negative towards them. So stay positive yourself. Secondly, focus on their strengths. All of our kids have strengths, whether they struggle academically or not. Point out their strengths, focus on their strengths, help them to see that they have value and be proud of themselves. And that requires you to really focus on their strengths, not be focused on the negatives all the time. Give them opportunities to excel. So maybe they struggle academically, but maybe they're really strong in sports or dance or other activities, and give them other opportunities to excel, which can help build their confidence even though they're struggling academically. Identify why they're struggling. This will help you stay positive. So like I said, if you know why they're struggling, weaknesses in memory, weaknesses in processing or reasoning, having a hard time problem solving, things like that, it can help you have more compassion for your child. Sharing that information with them, sure, they maybe don't want to hear that, a weakness for them is one of these areas, but if you present it to them correctly, it can actually be somewhat validating. Like, hey, there's a reason that you're struggling with this. It's not your fault. And we want to help support you and make things easier in spite of these areas that are harder. So most of the students that we work with at LearningRx, many of them struggle with self-esteem, right? Because we work with students who typically are struggling academically with reading or attention or test taking or things like that. And we love strengthening cognitive skills because that almost always results in more confidence, a greater ability to persevere through hard tasks. Nothing gives us more joy at LearningRx than seeing confidence blossom and students be proud of themselves as they build their skills. And we so often see kids come for that initial assessment discouraged and shoulders drooping and just kind of, you can tell they're down and negative, to where they come for their final assessment after training and they're beaming and they're excited and they have confidence. And that just goes so far in life in helping them.